Red Bull is about to reveal who will drive next to Max Verstappen in 2026, and the news is due right after the Mexican Grand Prix at the end of October. That single choice will ripple through the rest of the grid. It will set both Red Bull-owned teams for the new rules era and might even push one driver out of Formula One altogether. According to reports from RTL, the announcement comes straight after the race weekend in Mexico City. That means this Grand Prix serves as the last major test for the two names still in the running: Yuki Tsunoda and Hadjar. Liam Lawson, despite the work he has put in over the past year, is said to be out of the fight. From here on, everything Tsunoda and Hadjar do in Mexico will be judged by Red Bull management. Every lap, every decision, every piece of body language will matter. The people at the top know that this call will define their future with Ford, shape the direction of both the senior squad and the sister team, and influence how Verstappen is supported in the next phase of Formula One. Right now, the favourite appears to be Hadjar. The 21-year-old Frenchman has had a standout first season in Formula One. He has scored 39 points so far and even climbed onto the podium at Zandvoort, a tough track and an event loaded with pressure. He handled that moment well, which helped calm early doubts about whether he was ready for such a big step. His strength this year has been his speed to adapt and his steady level of performance from race to race. He keeps delivering even when the pressure goes up. Inside Red Bull, he is seen as someone who could grow with Verstappen over several seasons. That suits the timing as the sport switches to new regulations in 2026 and Red Bull starts its engine partnership with Ford. Red Bull is eager to promote a face of the future rather than someone linked to the Honda era that is about to end. Hadjar fits that narrative perfectly. At 21, he can learn next to the best driver on the grid and in time become a leading figure for the team. For Yuki Tsunoda, the picture is far more delicate. He has been part of the Red Bull pyramid since 2021 and was moved up to the main team at the start of 2025. But this season has not gone as he hoped. With only 25 points from 17 races, the return has been up and down in a car that should be capable of more. That puts a big question mark over his future at the top team. There is another factor that hurts his case. Honda, which backed Tsunoda from the beginning, is departing as Red Bull's engine partner after this season. Ford takes over in 2026. Without Honda pushing from inside, Tsunoda loses political support that once gave him extra protection. Red Bull can now judge on performance and long-term value alone, with less reason to balance business ties. To be fair to Tsunoda, there has been late improvement. He has scored points in 3 of the last 5 race weekends, which suggests he has found better form at a crucial moment. The trouble is whether that surge is big enough and soon enough to sway Red Bull away from the new project with Hadjar. Mexico will be vital. Tsunoda likely needs a clean, strong and error-free weekend to keep himself in the main team conversation. Anything short of that opens the door wider for Hadjar. If Tsunoda misses out, he is not expected to be out of Formula One entirely. The most likely move is a return to Racing Bulls for 2026. That would keep him inside the Red Bull structure, but would still feel like a major step back after just one season with the senior team. Demoting a driver after a single year is harsh, and it is only logical if the results are clearly not good enough. Still, staying on the grid is better than losing a race seat altogether, and a year to reset might help him rebuild. Then there is Liam Lawson, who might be the unluckiest of the group. Reports say he is no longer being considered for the senior Red Bull seat. Helmut Marko has apparently made it clear that Lawson is not in the frame for 2026. That is hard to swallow for a driver who did what was asked of him and then some. He fought through the Red Bull Junior program, made the most of every opportunity he got, and showed strong racecraft and calm under pressure. Yet he now finds himself squeezed by timing and circumstance. If Hadjar moves up to Red Bull Racing and Tsunoda goes back to Racing Bulls, the second Racing Bulls seat is expected to be filled by Arvid Lindblad, a highly rated British junior. In that case, Lawson is left with nothing inside the Red Bull family. Could he find a seat elsewhere? Alpine looks like the only realistic option at the moment, since that is one of the few teams without a fully locked lineup. But even that path is not secure, and it depends on many factors outside Lawson's control. There has also been clear tension on track between Lawson and Tsunoda in recent races. They have had incidents that hint at the stress both feel as they chase what might be just one available future. When two drivers know that one will likely be pushed aside, the relationship becomes strained fast. It is not personal in most cases. It is simply the nature of a sport where a handful of seats decide careers. All of this shows why the Red Bull program is known as one of the toughest talent systems in motorsport. Doing a good job is not always enough. Timing matters, internal politics matter, strategic plans for future partnerships matter. Lawson has been trapped by a perfect storm. Hadjar burst onto the scene with momentum and clear upside for the Ford era. Tsunoda already holds the senior seat for now. There are only so many chairs when the music stops, and one capable driver will be left standing. That is why the Mexican Grand Prix weekend is so important for everyone involved. It is the final chance for Tsunoda to present the best version of himself and argue for another year next to Verstappen. It is the final chance for Hadjar to prove he is ready for promotion, not just promising in the abstract, but ready right now. And it may be the last real weekend for Lawson to show Red Bull that he deserves to be part of their 2026 plans at Racing Bulls if a door opens at the last minute. Red Bull's key leaders will watch each practice run, each qualifying segment and every move in the race. They know this decision sets the course for the first years of the new rules, and they will leave nothing to chance. The stakes are massive because Red Bull can reshape 3 young careers with one announcement. This is the kind of moment that gives their academy its reputation: sharp, demanding, and sometimes unforgiving. Look at how the story has shifted through the year. Early on, many thought Lawson looked like the easy answer for the second Red Bull seat. Before his third race weekend in the seat, the situation had already started to change. Then Tsunoda got the main team chance and worked to turn that into a long-term stay. Now Hadjar's rise has thrown everything into doubt again. It is a classic Red Bull scenario: pressure everywhere, outcomes uncertain, and drivers living week to week. Once the race in Mexico ends and Red Bull reveals their choice, the fog will lift. It will tell us how the team wants to enter the Ford era. If they pick Tsunoda, it signals a vote for experience with someone who has learned the systems and the people inside the team and is trying to build consistency. If they choose Hadjar, it shows they value long-term potential, fresh energy, and a clean break toward the future. That would also send a clear message about how they want to support Verstappen, a young teammate who can grow into a strong number 2 and maybe more over time. For now, all eyes move to Mexico City. 3 drivers will fight for more than points. They will fight for their place in Formula 1. Red Bull will check the small things most of us never see: how drivers work with engineers, how they respond to setbacks, how stable they are under pressure, and how much they help the team move forward. By the time the sun sets on Sunday, the key people at Red Bull will know which path they want to take. So who do you think earns that 2026 seat next to Verstappen? Is the safer choice Tsunoda with his experience and recent upswing, or is the smarter long-term bet Hadjar, the rookie who has made himself hard to ignore? And what about Lawson? Was he treated unfairly by the timing, and does he deserve another serious shot with the senior team? Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.